And here we are with all the sides filled in. Just so you can see what the final version of the exterior looks like so. So the next thing to do is to remove the grass on the inside of your house and replace it with whatever material you would like for your flooring. You can of course use the quartz blocks, or you could use a light wood like the birch, or you could go for something completely different like wool all the way through for carpeting, whatever you would prefer personally. And for the roofs, I'd like to use the grey concrete and go around the exterior edge of the 9x9 cube like so. And then I'd like to use the pillared quartz to put in a row at the left and the right, and join down the two sides. And now I'd like to grab a glass, but I'd like the glass block, and we'll take the black stained glass block and we will replace the glass pane in my action bar so that it's easier, and then we will fill in little skylights like so on each of the 9x9 sections. So each of the 9x9 cubes I'm going to do like so, and the 7x7 cubes I'm going to take the grey concrete and fill in a row around. If I can put the blocks in the right place, I'm going to fill in a around the edge with the grey concrete. Because this cube is smaller, I'm not going to put in the pillared quartz around it, I'm just going to put in the skylight like so. So those are the two patterns that I'm going to use for all of the tops of the cubes, just like so. I'm not going to do all of that on camera because it'll just take a long time. Now where the 9x9 and the 7x7 join each other, you can see we have a gap across the top here. I'm just going to fill in that using the pillared quartz across here to give it a base, and then I'm going to use the black stained glass blocks to fill in the gap like so. And I'm going to do that on all of the edges. So grab the pillared quartz to put in like a shelf to support the glass so it doesn't look strange from underneath, like so, and then use the black stained glass to fill in the gap like so. And we'll do that on all the edges where there's a gap, just like that. For the doors, I'm going to use the birch door because I think it just looks the best with this modern style. You can of course use any style of door that you would prefer. I'm going to inset them onto the interior of the house, and as I said, I'm going to knock out all of the floors like so. And I think for my own one I'm going to use the birch planks for my flooring. So just knock out all of the interior and put in whatever you choose as your flooring for your particular house. The quartz blocks look good with this, but I think the quartz on the interior as well will just be a little bit too much quartz for me, so I'm going to use the birch planks on the interior of all my house. So just knock all of that out and put that in. And on the exterior of the house, in the little gap between the two wings, I'm going to use the polished diorite to form a little walkway around the edge of the building. So what I'm going to do here is level off all the way around by filling in all the little alcoves with the diorite. Mr. Piggy and Mr. Sheep, why are you hiding in the middle of my house? Could you please shoo? Go on, shoo, shoo, you're in my way. And then what I want to do is put a row of one of the diorite all the way around this interior space, so that you've got a little bit of walkway area around here. Bring it all the way to the edge of where your building is. Of course, you've now got your back garden heading out in that direction, and in mine towards the little ocean. Right across the back, I'm going to put in that row all the way along the back here, and then I'm going to come down the other side, level with the side of the house, all the way around this interior little courtyard area. Oh, how considerate of you, Mr. Piggy and Mr. Sheep. You've moved out of my little space. And what I'd like to do here is put in a little swimming pool. So I'm going to knock all of this grass out on this interior space. Actually, it's probably not going to be a very little swimming pool, it's going to be quite a large swimming pool, isn't it? And then we're going to knock down, so the pool's going to be at least 2 in depth. Dun 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 dun. Let's take a little while. Here we go. Knock all this out. Dun, 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 dun. To fill in another row with the diorite all the way around the edge, so that we have a pool that is going to be 2 deep all the way around. If you want to add any lighting to your pool, just use some of the sea lanterns and inset them into the walls of the pool. That's a personal preference thing, whether you want the lighting in there or not. Sometimes I put the lighting in, sometimes I don't. If I was going to make it more than 2 deep, I would probably add the lighting. Then we're going to want to knock out the floor of the pool 1 more in depth, and I want to use the light blue glazed terracotta . Now we have a choice here of trying to can we put it in the proper pattern? So you have to sort of twirl around in order to get the pattern correct. That wasn't right, was it? Ooh. Was that right? No, that wasn't right, was it? I've twirled in the wrong direction somehow. Is that right? Twirl around to match the pattern. Or you can, of course, just put it in randomly and not worry about it. Or you can try and twirl to match the pattern. And go all the way along the pool, popping in your pattern. If you don't like the pattern terracottas, you can just use a blue lapis lazuli or any other type of stone that you think looks nice at the bottom of the pool. And go all the way along, and then all you've got to do, of course, is add the water to your pool, and then the house is pretty much done. So I'm going to do all of that and then show you the finished product. And here we are with the house finished. You can see all the roofs are finished off. Our pool has been completed. And as you can see, I think the terracotta in the pool looks really, really cool from the top. I've popped a couple of blocks just in 2 of the corners to make it easier to get in and out of the pool. You can see the sides where the windows look like. Let's take a look just inside the house itself. so that you can see the space that we've got. There's the front door, there's the door into the pool area, and we've got a really big interior space. I think it looks really, really nice. You can decide whether to leave it as completely open plan or cut it off into different rooms, depending on what you like. You could even add an extra door out into the back garden if you liked at the end, in the centre of those windows. It's all there for you to decide what to do with it. I will come back in a little bit and show you what I've done with it, but don't hold that as a hard and fast rule. Everybody can come up with something beautiful themselves. Hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. From SoftKitty99, goodbye and happy gaming!